Hello, my good friends, on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, and we are going to jump right into it. I appreciate all the love on the subscriptions. Please like and subscribe. Had a few subscribers come in over the weekend. Nothing but beautiful. I appreciate it. So let's go back over our crazy idea. This will only just be a moment. This Johnson & Johnson. Last time I was talking about it, all I said was, hey, I'm not even touching Johnson & Johnson until it has a big pullback. Kind of like Dollar General did. And over the past few months, it did the opposite. It had a nice little move up. It had a nice, gorgeous little move up, little cool off, move up again. So Johnson & Johnson, it's not going down until it goes down. So it's really nothing to look at. I wouldn't buy until we come and revisit that previous consolidation area of anywhere between 85 and 62. That's it. It's that simple for me. So until it comes down there, I don't care. Another idea will clean this disaster up. That was from our last video. We were talking about it. If you were just to simply just say, okay, well, we're on an uptrend here, so long as we hold the uptrend, we can be of the belief for price to go higher. And it very well could. You can see right now on a bullish sentiment that you're in a consolidation here. There's a lot of buying and selling going on here. So at the very least, you have a 50-50 on a position like this. When you have that much consolidation in one section, okay, you have a 50-50 on between 136 and 170. So looking at the amount of consolidation here, if you were even to get in somewhere in the middle of this consolidation range, at the very least you could expect 195, or if you were having a down prediction, at the very least it could be 120 over here in this other previous consolidation area. So Johnson & Johnson, it's really not doing nothing. It's still consolidating. It's boring to watch for me, humbly. That's why I just wanted to go over it real quick. It wouldn't hurt, honestly, to go ahead and set up an alert down here at, let's say, 127, price below 126. So right there, I've just solved all of my previous Johnson & Johnson ideas. If it drops down to 126, okay, I know we're in for a bit of a cool off. I can come back and examine it again later. I don't have to look at it again. That's kind of how I play. What I really wanted to talk about today, my good friends, I know, you just want to talk about Tesla every day, all day. Come on now. We be looking at everything in the marketplace. Pepsi. I wanted to go over the U.S. spot oil price today. It's doing some interesting happenings, but perhaps we'll save that for tomorrow. But Pepsi. Let's zoom in a little bit here. This was our last time we were discussing Pepsi. Our last video was right about here, about 170. And I was just discussing, well, personally, I'm not even looking to buy Pepsi until the very least it comes down here and tests that trend line that we have about the 160. I think 167 was the magic number I was talking about. Or I have it circled here. 161, 2, 3. And it made the round trip. My friends, it made the round trip. But then what happened? Did it bounce and go higher? Au contraire. It broke down. So when we see that it started to break down and make a low here, come back up, bang its head on the ceiling, and come back down again, that gave us confirmation of, okay, that idea of holding that trend is out. We're obviously going down, so we could get out right here, which would be about 152. So if we had bought here at 163, 165, thinking that the round trip would hold, okay, as was per my original idea, we would have gotten out at the 153 area at, okay, a 10% loss. No big deal. No big deal. But that is how you protect yourself from even more potential downside, because this is where today's video gets interesting. Looking at Pepsi, this is very zoomed out now. Okay, you are really zooming out here. This is on a quarterly time frame here. Looking at Pepsi, you kind of have this trend here, okay? This is how I personally would kind of identify this trend, okay? Using these wicks here as my identifying marks of my trend, if that makes sense. So we have this clear uptrend. You made a nice rounded move up, getting up to 185. And now you're kind of cooling off. So right now, if I'm not in Pepsi and I'm looking to buy Pepsi, the more I zoom out, the more I say, well, why am I in such a hurry to buy right here at 150 today? Wouldn't I want to get a bit of a better buy that is conducive with my idea of this quarterly trend holding? So where would that put me at? Well, that would put me somewhere around here, the 125, 130 range. So for now, on Pepsi, I just sit and wait to see if we can have a second leg down. We had our first leg down. We banged our head on the ceiling. Let's see if we can have a second leg down here and bounce on this trend right here, 130, 125. Let us see what action happens down here before we consider another buy. Are we bullish long-term on Pepsi? Well, yeah, we like Pepsi. You know, it's a nice soft drink. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good soda. I do not see Pepsi going anywhere in the foreseeable future. So if I'm personally of the belief in Pepsi as a company, there's no reason why I can't think about taking a buy on Pepsi. But do I want to buy here? Not now, not after seeing that rejection and a little bit continuation lower. I'm going to set my alert right at 130, if I could get my phone there. Just like that. So now, if Pepsi drops down to 130, my phone will notify me, hey, Pepsi just dropped down to 130. I can go in, take a closer look, and examine, okay, it is starting to kind of bounce off this quarterly trend here. If I see that magic happen, my friends, then I'm looking for it to over time eventually come up and take that high out. But if it falls through that quarterly trend, comes up a little bit, and bangs its head on the ceiling, we'll get out. Which would be, if we were to buy at 130 and we were to get out 108, okay, yeah, that's like a 12% loss. But if you have a game plan, you can protect yourself by getting out at moments like that. When you let the market prove you wrong. This is why today's video is great, because Pepsi is a classic example of how the market proved you wrong. Me personally, okay? I was of the belief that Pepsi would hold this weekly trend. It did not. It fell through. It came back up, and look at it. Look how perfectly it banged its head against the weekly trend that I sloppily drew months ago at 162. So that moment when it's banged its head against the ceiling and it started going down lower, that the market was showing me, hey, we're not going to go up. This weekly trend, it's not going to hold. We need to go lower. And I could have got out at a nominal loss of anywhere between 8 and 11%, which is fantastic. So that is why if you understand your ideas and your game plans, before you take any position, you have to tell yourself, if the market does this, I'm getting out at a loss. If the market does this, I'm staying in. If the market does this, I'm going to exit out at a profit. You have to have a game plan and stick to it. So by sticking to our Pepsi game plan, we got out at such a small loss. Okay? Better to buy at 162 and get out at 155 than buy at 162 and get out here at 140. Okay, having a game plan protects yourself, and you don't have to mentally have a game plan and get out. You can make your game plan and have your own stop limit orders that will go ahead and sell for you at a loss if you feel like it's too much of an ouch moment, which is a beautiful thing in today's day and age. Look at Walmart. That is absolutely gorgeous. I know we're going through the ringer on things today. Walmart, absolutely beautiful, breaking that $100 level. It's been a few weeks since we've looked, been a couple months since we've looked at this, honestly, as you can tell by our illustrations here. So now there's finally some change happening on Walmart. Walmart is kind of doing like what we wanted gold to do for so long. It finally broke down from its trend. It made that high of 105 and it finally broke below that long trend, ever so slightly breaking down. So what I want to see here on Walmart, not so much bullish on Walmart as I am on other things right now. Yes, I know Walmart will be here forever, but just going by the price action, because we've broken down below the trend. So Walmart now, we're looking for it to come up and test that trend, bang its head against the ceiling. This level right here, where is that? 101. I would consider taking a short position at 101 on Walmart. Only of the belief on the fact that we've broken the trend and it could bang its head against the ceiling. And this would be a simple scalp to me. Provided we don't break the 105, I would take a sell at 101 with a take profit right here. It's that, to me, Walmart is that simple. If I'm of the belief that it's going to reject this trend, I'll place a sell here at 188 with a stop above 105 and a take profit at about 84.80, which really is like almost a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So I could risk 1 with a chance to win 4, if that makes sense. So here's another one that we're going to set our alert for. If Walmart rises above 175, we're going to take a sell with a stop above 105, maybe a little higher, 106, just in case it decides to do that little quick wick 105.20 and then pull back down. I do about 106.62, and my take profit would be about, say, about 84.50. 84.88 be good. So this right here, I think, is going to be my, out of looking, Johnson & Johnson, nothing going on. Pepsi, it made a different behavior, so we're just going to wait and see if it comes down for a second leg lower before we take another look at it to get in. Walmart, looking like a nice, good short position to me, provided it does not break above that 105. I want to see that trend hold, because we've broken on the other side of it. And a lot of times this is actually going on with gold right now too. It broke down and then it danced, make another higher high, dance, make another high. That would be my other probability on Walmart. The bullish case on Walmart is for people to continue to short it and for it to do the same maneuver as gold, where it breaks below our previous trend line and it just starts bouncing and playing with it from underneath. Even though it's making higher highs, it's kind of broken that trend, so to speak. That is what one thing I've noticed. This is some secret sauce I'm giving y'all. If you waited until this moment, you are going to be blown away. Why am I using trend lines so much? Because in 4 years of looking at the markets every day and back testing, the one thing I see happen over and over again is trend lines being played with, but not in the mannerism that the market teaches you. Okay, gold is a perfect example. Now we're going to have to go to gold. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to talk about Chewy today. Gold is a perfect example. Look at that. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Okay? You have your trend line drawn. Say you drew your trend line over here. And you're thinking, okay, as long as price stays above the trend, I'm bullish. But then what happened here? It broke below it. So now you get bearish. So you want to sell. Okay? But then what does price do? It's riding underneath that trend line. Keep your trend line there. Watch what happens to it. Look at how perfectly price has just ridden our trend line from underneath. We're not miracle workers. We're terrible artists. But it's there. Our trend line was there. And look how perfectly it just rides underneath it. What did it do? It made a higher high here. So everyone thought that it broke down. It was going lower. But it made another high, took their money. So now they're confused because they had their trend line, but it keeps making a higher high. Okay? When it breaks the trend line, it's not time to short. That's when it's time to start watching like a hawk, because you want to see it riding the trend from underneath. And like we were talking about the other day, it's simply put, we want to see a new trend form, and we want to see price start riding it. When we start seeing that, Then the market's telling us we're going down, and it's giving us opportunity here to get in, opportunity here to get in, opportunity here to get in, opportunity here to get in. And we know to get out when it breaks above the trend. So until the market proves us otherwise, that's how we're playing it. Walmart is the same thing. Look at it. It's the same maneuver looking to play out on the daily as gold is. Now it's just giving me more conviction that that's what's going to pan out. We broke below the trend. Now it's time to ride this trend up from underneath and just punish people over and over and over again. So one scalp idea is right here to here. The other macro short idea on Walmart, which has more probability to me now that I'm looking at it, would be take out that high of 105 and just keep riding up. Maybe have another position up here. What's that level up here? 116, 116, 115, 16, 17. I'm getting very bearish on Walmart on those levels for a nice correction and a change of trend. Because if that happens, we would have tested out this trend line long enough for a cool off. Okay? We've got to collect some money before we can take the money. That could be a new saying of mine. Collect the money before we take the money. Everybody's always looking for the bam, take the money. Bam, take the money. That's not how the market tends to work over time. It tends to collect little bit, 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 and then bam, collect, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, bam, collect. That is how the market tends to act more and more over time to me as I watch the market. I know today was a strange video, just going over a few things. We're gonna go back on our Chewy tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm looking forward to be having a nice, calm, clean, higher quality video talking about Chewy update, talking about spot crude oil price, and also bear in mind this is our free content that we put out on YouTube, hence why I only do it on the phone. Higher quality, more in-depth information, deep dives, using the computer is all given out in the Discord. Come join the Discord. Just got it up and running. It's a thing of beauty. I'm telling you, my friends, it will save you thousands in education. Please like and subscribe. Shout out to everyone who watched my Tesla video a few days ago. I cannot believe that it's got so many views. It's very interesting. Being especially that it got more views the day after than the day it was posted, which is kind of like hindsight, but it aged well. And I will talk to everybody on the next video. Peace.